Morning everyone. Wanted to post a follow-up video to my parenting and time blindness talk from yesterday with some tips on how to manage time as a parent, especially as a parent who struggles to manage time. So my main one is a wall calendar. For many of you, especially those that are perhaps somewhat younger than me, you may have grown up with electronic calendars or calendars on your phone. For me, I find that really being able to see it really helps. So for me, my brain, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist. So if it's in my phone, I forget it's in there. So I have a huge paper calendar with about 6 columns, one for each person, one for meals, and one as a to-do list. And it has a plastic overlay that I can write down tasks that happen the same every week. So I put that in permanent pen on my plastic sheet. So when the kids need to be in school, when they need to come home, any extra activities they have, tasks for myself, checking my work email, managing my parents' finances. So whatever I need to do on a weekly or a daily basis goes on there in permanent pen. And if it changes, I use nail varnish remover to wipe it clean and write it on again, and it works very well. So the brand that I use is Boxclever. I don't know if any other company produces the same kind of thing. I've not found it, and I bought this in the UK and I have it shipped over. I haven't found a Swedish equivalent, so I have to write in all the bank holidays, and that's what I do. As soon as I get it, I write in all the bank holidays and the school holidays for the following year, because if I don't do it straight away, it won't happen. And so I find this a really helpful way to manage my time, to be able to see it. I also use visual reminders like post-it notes, but they go on the kettle or the door handle from that I'm leaving, the front door. Because if I put them anywhere that I could miss it, then I don't see them. So I have a specific strategy with these post-it notes for the tasks I have to do that day. So on my calendar I have a list of to-dos that are ongoing. And another strategy I have is that each day I look at my to-do list and I look at what's essential. And anything that is not essential, and I do spend an awful lot of time writing lists, so I have the essential stuff written on post-it note number 1 in order of what really has to happen. And that post-it note might stay stuck to my kitchen table for a few days if I don't get round to it. And the second tier of to-dos goes on another post-it note, which might get stuck to my calendar or it might stay on the kitchen table depending on how urgent these are. And the final tier of to-dos are written on my to-do list on my calendar. And each week, the ones that haven't been done, I rewrite on the next week's. And I keep moving them over and over. And I don't berate myself for doing this. And what you can achieve on any given day changes. So if you know you've got a lot of appointments and you know that getting to appointments and attending appointments takes a lot of energy from you, then don't expect yourself to do anything else, because you're going to need some downtime or decompression time after those meetings. Or if you feel like you really need to get something done, choose a task that you enjoy, like maybe gardening or doing the dishes or whatever it is that doesn't tax you, that you can do on automatic or that you get pleasure from. And on my to-do list I include things like taking a moment's peace and stretching or doing some exercise or reading 10 minutes of a book, because these are just as important as other things, and they're easy things to cross off that give you a sense of satisfaction and can boost your dopamine level because you know that you've done some of the tasks on your list, and it's a really good feeling to be able to do that. So make sure you include tiny tasks too. If possible, break the big tasks down into smaller steps. So for example, there's a huge amount of DIY that needs doing in our house since we bought it last October. There's a whole floor that basically hasn't been done up. And so instead of saying paint the basement, I might write sand the vertical bits of the stairs, one very simple thing, or paint the area around the window in the bathroom. And so it's not just paint the whole bathroom, it's paint one small area, or unscrew something off the wall so that I can paint it another day. And so it can really help to break down these tasks into lots of smaller tasks. And you could have an entire post-it note just for the bathroom with lots of little tasks on it. We get a food order we collect our food order. So my Monday I have on my calendar food order, and it's everything I have to do I write down on this calendar or on my to-do list. So my 3 main strategies are a physical calendar I can see, post-it notes where I can see them, and these to-do lists broken down into small tasks. The 4th one would be lowering your expectations. The 5th one would be checking in with yourself to see how you feel on any given day and adjusting the expectations of yourself to be appropriate to how you're feeling on that day. The 6th one would be forgiving yourself. If you don't manage to get through all the tasks, be okay with moving them to the next day or delegating them. Somehow letting go of them for that day. And I suppose the last one would be to make sure that you have some time to yourself. And I cannot stress the importance of this. Even for me, sitting here in this hammock for 2 minutes, it's not quite what I need, but it's like maybe 5% of what I need. And I have a school meeting this morning, and then I have a supervision Zoom call later. And so I know that by the afternoon, by 12 o'clock, I'm going to be quite tired. So I'm not planning to do any more important things this afternoon. I might send a couple of emails. I've got that in the back of my head. There's a couple of emails I need to send to school about next year. And that's on my to-do list. But they're kind of, ruminating. Those thoughts are ruminating in my brain for a bit, so I'm not ready to send those emails yet. So this afternoon, I might do some gardening, I might read a book, or I might just do all I can. It depends on how the kids are as well, because if they're cranky this afternoon, maybe all I'm going to achieve is stopping them killing each other and feeding them before I get them to bed. And I think that's an okay expectation for today. I think that's enough. And so it's very much about being kind to yourself and being realistic and adjusting your expectations. Oh, one final point. Add extra time. If you're not very good at estimating how much time is needed to carry out certain tasks, add extra time. I think in my previous video I was talking about before I had kids, and I knew I was always late, and it took me 45 minutes to get to work. But in my head I told myself it took me an hour to get to work, because that guaranteed that I'd be on time more. So here, we have to be out of the house by 7:20. Really, it doesn't have to be till 8:20, but I say 7:20. So I've got on my calendar 7:10 to make sure that we actually get out on time. So, sorry, there's a noisy lorry going past at the minute. I hope that doesn't interfere with the sound too much. It doesn't happen very often. We've got some building work at the end of the road. I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, whatever I was saying, that. Whatever that was, do that. And I hope some of these tips have been helpful, and if you have any more, please let me know, because I'm always up for hearing more tips about how to better manage time. Oh, it was adding extra time on. Put an extra 50% onto your expectations just to be on the safe side. And if you really can't do that, extra 25% and no less, I tell you, it's very important. Right, so have a good day, folks, and like I said, let me know if you have any other tips that you want to add to this list. If I get lots, I can do another video incorporating your tips. And good luck if you use any of them and find them helpful. Again, let me know. If anyone also has another company that does these fantastic calendars, let me know that too, because it's a wonderful resource to get hold of.